It seems I'm by myself today, ladies and gentlemen, here in the studio. Technically, just on this side of the camera. But welcome to another episode of Building Character. I'm your host, Rick, and this is a show where we take in different RPGs, but we've been kind of playing around in the realm of Dungeons & Dragons for a while. And we are going to be building our final character in our little party of adventurers that we've been doing the last few weeks. And we've got them right here on the spinner for everybody to see. So we've got this short-caped, sword and dagger wielding individual that we're going to decide with your all's help how to, what is he going to be? Is it going to be a rogue, a fighter, a ranger, or something else? But the party already consists of a lot of cool characters. We have them down here in front of me, right here. And they're looking pretty awesome. Right there. Leona's going to show him off right there. So we've got our Dragonborn. We've got our Barbarian. We've got our Tiefling. We've got the Outhouse, which is very important. We've got our Fighter. And then our Arcane Archer right here. So that's a party so far, but we need to figure out what is that other cat going to be. But before we do that, real quick, I'm going to share this, as I hope that you all would do as well, to the different, on your Facebook page or into a group or community that you're a part of. That would be great. That might find building this character fun and come and join us. And to everybody that's in the chat, welcome. And let's do this share. Right. I'm only going to share it in two. If anybody else wants to share it out there, we'd really like that. That'd be great. The first one I'll put it in is the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition group, because those guys are awesome. Everybody in that group is a lot of fun. And hopefully it'll populate that real quick. But until that populates and I can do it, there we go. What is everybody doing? You guys playing? Who's playing some D&D this weekend? Because we all love the opportunity to play. I'm playing something this weekend. I'm going to make something happen.
On our Facebook, we had asked people what they thought the class of this character should be, and everyone, it was kind of unanimous, said Ranger.
Yeah, there's only 3 that voted though.
And then someone on Instagram voted too.
Oh, did they really?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And they said Ranger.
Did they really?
Yes.
A Ranger. All right.
Oh, JD asks, where can I buy the Tiefling Sorcerer mini at? It's cool looking.
That Tiefling Sorcerer is part of the WizKids line of Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures, which are their unpainted pre-primed miniatures that you can get at any game store out there that is carrying them. If they don't have them at your store near you, you can always ask them to order them. Say, hey, I'd really like to get some of the WizKids miniatures. Can I get that? And it comes in a 2-pack, so it'd be this one and another one that looks like he's like throwing out like these daggers of magical energy. They're pretty cool, and they're really inexpensive. Leona's going to put up so that's what the other one looks like. They come in a 2-pack, so yeah. I apologize. Woo! I'm allergic to tieflings. I can smell the brimstone coming off those guys.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Keith says hi.
Hey, Keith. All right, and then the other group I will share this into, and because I really like being a part of this community, is the Critical Role Fan Club. They're really a lot of fun, and they are huge fans of D&D, not just Critical Role, obviously Critical Role, not just. Critical, there we go. And I apologize for this slight delay. story.
It's all right, Rick, because this is riveting internet content.
I know. It is total riveting internet content. All right. All right, there we go. And I apologize. So back to the miniature at hand and the character. So as Leona mentioned, people have voted online already on our Instagram and also on Facebook that Ranger should be what this character is. If you agree with that, please post in the chat. And dead air. But yeah, insert in the chat what you think this character should be: a thief, a ranger, a fighter, or something else.
A rogue.
Same as a thief.
Never mind.
Yeah, I fixed that.
Thanks.
So if you guys would be so kind.
Jeremy says I say rogue.
Jeremy says rogue. But while we wait, let's roll some stats. So I rolled 46, remove the lowest, take our highest 3, and that's what we didn't get. What do we got there? 12. All right. So when we put them wherever we want, after we roll them, so we got 12 on the first die roll. It's not bad.
JD says fighter.
A fighter. Next roll. We got there 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. Third stat. Ooh, it looks like 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Next one. Let's get some big money in here, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Almost a Yahtzee. All right. Next stat. That's not bad-ish. 13 again. All right. So this is going to be Joe Average. Joe Average character.
Aver'aj Djoh.
Yep.
That's his name.
All right, so 14. Our high stat is at 14. So based on that, so we got a 12, 11, a 12, 13, 13, 14. So what should we make this character based on those stat rolls? Another character? No, I'm just kidding. Just rolling a character. So Levi. Also, I want to know what you're currently playing. Are you in your home campaign or at your friendly local game store? If you're playing in a group there, what is your class and what's your character's name? I'd like to hear about your guys' character.
Jeremy says maybe bartender is a better class for that one.
Yeah. JD says we should name him Bob. Basic.
Bob. Yep.
Bob, basically, from Basicville.
Yep.
All right. So we've got fighter and rogue, and then we had, what, like 4 votes online for ranger?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Levi says they're currently playing a bard.
Nice. What are you guys thinking? I need one more vote, and then we'll just go with that. Aver'aj Djoh. Aver'aj Djoh.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good way of saying it. Aver'aj Djoh. Okay, we got a name. Aver, A-J, D is silent, J-O-H. A-V-E-R, apostrophe A-J, Joe. Aver'aj Djoh. Aver'aj Djoh. Billy Blue Jeans. Nice.
So you want people to say whether they think it should be a ranger?
Well, I think Ranger's going to be the winner because we have 4 votes for
Yeah.
Ranger. So that's probably what we're going to go with. So let's do that. Because we do not have a Ranger in this party. Ranger.
Because what was the girl?
She is an arcane archer.
Oh, okay. She's an
Yeah,
archer.
so she's a fighter class.
Levi says bard.
I know, Levi.
times.
I know you like bards, and you're currently playing a bard. Oh, man. How about this? So here's our choices. We've got fighter, ranger, thief, bard. That's four different classes. Do y'all think I should just roll the D4?
Yes.
Fighter 1, ranger 2, thief 3, bard 4. Is that what we should do, everybody? What do you think? Should we roll? I know you guys like it when we do that.
Levi says yes.
Levi says yes. JD says yes. All right, so that's it.
Man, if it comes up bard,
That'll be fine. That will be fine. If it comes up bard, that'll be fine.
Jeremy says sure. 1 through 4 equals thief.
That's a good one, Jeremy. All right, here we go. Oh, almost. And drop. 3. Thief. It was fighter, ranger, thief, bard.
Yep.
Bard. So, yep. there we
All
go.
right. Is a thief.
Make it a bard. Scott said make it a bard. Falcos who says sure. Bam. So Bart, no, Levi, no. No, Levi, we were making him a thief. I rolled a 3. If it would have been a 4, it would have been a rogue.
Maybe
or
his
a bard.
backstory includes singing.
Well, we could make it where he attempted to join the Bard's College, failed miserably because he kept stealing people's stuff,
Yes.
and went down the path of rogue. All right. That's funny.
Scott does say majority says bard. But I think thief works.
Scott says majority says Bard. Oh, you guys are killing me. Killing me. I mean, we don't have a Bard in
Entertainer background.
with the rogue. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Entertainer background. So maybe he could take a level of Bard later, or start sliding into that. But starts off as a street thief.
Kurt says late to the party. Who is this guy?
Man, remember when we used to have a guy on here who would paint with me? His name was Kurt.
It's that Kurt.
No, that Kurt. Rest in peace, that Kurt.
Kurt's not dead.
What? I don't know about that. All right. So what race are you thinking? I mean, it kind of has a human look, but it could be, that could be a disguise.
What would be the other options?
Well, it could be a half orc, but without a lot of orcish blood in there. He may only have like one little tusk and pink eyes, which is kind of interesting. Then, it could be a halfling who's on stilts.
Kurt's crying.
Is he crying?
Yeah.
No, he's a crybaby. And he wasn't very charismatic. So this is the stats, the stat breakdown. Strength 13, Dex 14, Con 13, Intelligence, and Charisma 12, Wisdom 11. But we haven't put any racial modifiers in there yet either. So if we go human, oh yeah, his background, absolutely entertainer. And we'll find all that information here in a second. There we go. Entertainer. And if we take human race, half orc. What do you guys think? Half orc or human? What do you guys think? Half orc or human? Humans get...
Kurt says he looks like Snape.
He does not.
Actually, he's not wrong. Kinda
He
does.
is wrong. Kurt is wrong. Kurt, you're wrong.
He looks like intense Snape.
Intense
I
Snape?
would never imagine Snape having 4 weapons.
Yeah, this particular miniature has like the sword, the little either short sword or dagger there, and then like 2 or 3 other daggers around his waist.
JD says humans get +1 to all stat modifiers.
Yeah, and half orcs get +2 to strength, and a charisma score increases by or constitution by 1. I like human, and
What were the Levi asked what were the stats again?
okay, so it's strength 13, dexterity 14, con 13, intelligence 12, wisdom 11, charisma 12. He could also be a half elf as well, which would make his stat mods charisma score increases by 2, and the other two other abilities increase by 1. So that's still not too bad. If we were to move the dexterity stat of 14 down to the charisma stat of 12, changing charisma to 14, give him 2 there, then he has a 16 charisma, and it would give him a 13 dex. He would be more inclined to move towards the bard, but I like the idea of him being able to take 1 up in everything.
I agree. For
Can
human,
you be a halfling? Kurt,
So what is that, a quarterling?
a quarterling? Okay, I like that. So we will do that. We'll make the charisma score the 14 instead of the dex. We'll move strength of 13 to dex and 12. And now we'll add the bonuses. So as a half elf,
Scott says first rule of Bard Club: make a character, not a bard.
16, 14, and what is Bard's overall, like, besides charisma? Dex and charisma. Okay. So
Tommy says half gnome, part orc, part gnome.
yikes.
Yeah.
All right. There we go. All right, so now the stats break down like this. Strength 13, Dex 14, Con 13, Intelligence 12, Wisdom 11, Charisma 16. And that's as a half elf.
Oh yeah. Also, Jeremy agreed that half elf sounds good.
Okay. A Gnorc. Nice. Which means that he could slide into the Bard class at a higher level. So I'm almost thinking like he's a 3rd level rogue now. We'll put him down as a 3rd level rogue or thief who is going to attempt to become a Bard.
Oh, Levi says swap INT and wisdom. Are they close?
Yeah, 12 and 11. I don't.
Okay.
Hold on.
Better perception.
Yeah, true.
We'll do it.
We'll do it. I mean, you guys help build the character. 11 and 12. There we go. That's right. So it's +1 strength, +2 dex, +1 con, 0 on intelligence, +1 there, and a +3 modifier with his charisma. Nice. Good idea there, Levi. Thank you. Now, we have a name, which is Aver'aj Djoh.
Aver'aj Djoh.
Joe.
Joe.
Aver'aj Djoh.
How do you spell that again?
AVER''AJ space DJOH.
Woohoo.
All right, and we were going to go with the entertainer background, so let's go look at that. we'll come up with all of the other fun little details of this character. And some of the things to take into consideration in regards to background, alignment, and all that stuff that we need to come up with as well is look at this miniature. Look at the things that he has. He has like a scarf cape of some sort. But the cape literally only comes just below his shoulder blades on his back, which is very interesting. As he's coming around, you'll be able to see that. So yeah, so what kind of cape is that? Do we want to make that a magical cape of some sort? That could be like a hood that can increase disguise, a short cape that, depending on what he needs it to do magically, could be a long flowing thing, or change his entire look and appearance altogether. I'm going to pull the miniature up here. If there's a way to zoom in on my hands too, I want to highlight a couple other spots on this little guy here for people to take into consideration as we are building this character. So on the front of the character here, we've got what looks like to be another blade of some sort right here. Right? He also has...
Yeah, he has actually two.
Two blades right there?
2 blades. 2 dirks.
Oh, he does. He has 2 blades, and it looks like a third even up higher in the back. So he has like 3 blades on his right-hand side. So yeah, see there's one there. So there's one right here. Come on, pencil, do your thing. One right there, one right here, and then there's a third like up under here. So he's definitely packing some artillery. I wonder if they're throwing knives, and maybe he has like a rapid with the dagger side, because he also has one in his hand. So that's no cape. It's not. It isn't. It's more like a scarf of some sort. But could you imagine if it's like a scarf that's also a hood, and it can provide some sort of magical... I kind of want to come back to that. It's some magical abilities. Either it gives him increase to his disguise or deception.
Jeremy says perhaps he's on vacation and that's a towel, not a cape.
Jeremy, you might be right.
I like the idea of the cape giving him like disguise, helping it, increasing that.
All right, so we have under the entertainer we have routines. We can pick one or multiples. There are 10 options here: actor, dancer, fire eater, jester, juggler, instrumentalist, poet, singer, storyteller, or tumbler. And the thing is, you can take more than one background. You don't have to, or routine. It doesn't have to be stuck to just one. And because we made him 3rd level, he can have up to 3, let's say. What do you guys think? What do you think his entertaining routine should be?
Also, Jeremy says makes him appear as a halfling. That's why it's short.
Okay.
Scott says it was a cape, but it got torn in half while he was running away from something. Could be a hood of disguise that disguised itself as a very short cape.
Yeah, it's very disguising.
Yes. Levi says comedian/poet.
Nice. Those are both very good. Is that what your character is? Are we making your character, Levi?
I think so. Levi even said it could allow you to detect magic once per long rest.
Ooh.
Like the hood.
Yeah.
Hood. I kind of like that.
Sarah says it looks like he's using a main gouge as a shield, which is the shorter blade. It's possible.
The only thing I can see that hood is being used for, if you take the bottom corners of it, tuck it back inside like the neckline, put some leaves in it, and you got a pillow.
Wow. I mean, that would be a practical use for it.
I have no imagination.
Jeremy says if comedian, perhaps the goofy short towel thing is part of his act.
Okay. Raised by halflings, and it's the one piece of clothing he kept.
Oh my gosh.
A half elf raised by halflings who wears a half cloak and is always, and does everything half,
Kurt says hashtag pillow hood.
Pillow hood. That's
Kurt,
gonna...
don't steal my ideas.
All right, so we'll put down comedian, even though comedian isn't technically a routine, jester is. We'll take it as a jester, but he is a comedian. What other ones you guys want to pick? Dancer, actor, fire eater, juggler, instrumentalist. I feel like the Bard's College would like to have at least instrumentalist. You got to have some sort of musical instrument or spoken word or song type thing. So
I agree. Scott says, "Oh, mighty blue-shirted wizard of character creation and minifigure paintings. Speaking about you, he has to go to lunch, but have a good day."
Who's in it? Scott?
Scott. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Scott. Enjoy lunch, and make sure you come back and watch it at the end later on today.
Levi says juggler.
Okay, juggler's good. And I think that would also be kind of interesting with the daggers, having 3 of them.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Juggler. And I'm going to put down instrumentalist. I'm going to choose that one because I feel like he should know some sort of music,
Yes.
musical instrument. But it doesn't have to be traditional. It could be a jaw harp. Who cares? And if anybody knows what a jaw harp is, it's pretty awesome. So we have personality trait is our first piece here. We can either roll a D8 or choose. I'm going to roll and see what it lands on, and then if that's good, we'll take it. If not, maybe we'll do something, choose it. A mouth banjo. That's right.
Do you want to get that D4 out of the way?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. All right. Here we go. What did we get? Ace, is that the 6? A 5. 5 is, I love a good insult, even one directed at me.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Like a comedian.
The jester side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you say comedian? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Comedian, jester.
Jester. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Loves a good insult or heckle. Very cool. That actually does play well into his character. He has a thick skin, can take it, but it also likes to throw out those taunts and jabs, in that word play that a jester might be inclined to do. And then our next one is ideal, which is a D6. Do the same thing there. A 3. Creativity. The world is in need of new ideas and bold action. Yeah.
I think that works.
I agree.
Are we making Lenny Bruce?
Who is Lenny Bruce?
You don't know who Lenny Bruce is?
I don't. I mean, I probably do by face, but I don't know by name.
All right, we'll talk later.
All right. Play an instrument. Okay. It's still running.
Okay.
And so yeah, it took him an instrument. All these things to become a bard takes all this creativity, yes, and it will definitely translate to his want to become a bard eventually, maybe, yes or no. Let's find out what his bond is, and that is also a D6. So we'll roll a D6 there. Nope, that didn't work out. A 3 as well. Wow, this works perfectly. A 3 for bond is, I want to be famous, whatever it takes.
Yes.
He tries out for every bard college in every village and city he goes to. Oh, you got a bard college? Yeah, I'd like to try out.
But he's like kind of bad.
What's your name? Aver'aj. Aver'aj.
Aver'aj.
Aver'aj Djoh. You've heard of me. I'm famous. You know me.
And that's like part of the reason he like joins this party is because he like wants to be able to tell stories about it.
Yeah, he's like, this is the craziest adventuring party I've ever seen. You guys are going to do amazing things. I must chronicle it and tell your story and be a part of it, thus, becoming
But
famous
he's like
myself.
not actually good at being a bard, so hence
Right.
he is a ranger. Or no, a thief.
A
He's
rogue, a thief, yeah. He's like, that's where we're going to get into his flaw now.
Yeah, Jeremy says, quoted as saying, look at what I can do.
Look what I can do. That's hilarious. So flaw, can't. And it can land him in hot water. And if he can't hold back his feelings, he might be just truly super honest. And like, oh, wow, you're going to wear that type situation? Or you thought that was good music? And that's why the bard collar's like, oh, this guy. All right. So he is, sharp tongue gets him in trouble.
Levi says poems are insulting. His poems could be.
Oh, yeah. All of any poetry that he might do, but we did not take poet as a...
We didn't.
But if he does poetry, I mean, a bard can still,
Singing.
doesn't have to have the poetry routine, but he can still do it. But every time he does it so badly because he just, oh, you know what'd be funny? That character's name was Drew, and it rhymed with shrew, and he was just like...
That's his flaw, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the worst. All right, so that's actually a pretty fun background history to this character, giving him a lot more meat to be played with, which is kind of funny. He's a jester, comedian / juggler, and has some instrumental capabilities as well. Loves a good insult, even if they're directed at him. Believes that creativity is the way. That there needs to be more good ideas in the world. He wants to be famous no matter what, but his sharp tongue gets him in trouble because he just can't keep his feelings in check. If he gets angry, I'm sure he probably lashes out. But if he sees something beautiful, he just like, unloads all of his words onto that, which I lack, which I would probably not be able to play this character. But yeah, it'd be a lot of fun.
Hey Rick, real quick, since we started streaming on YouTube now as well,
yes.
We have Jeremy Rogers in our YouTube chat, so I just wanted to give him a shout out and say thanks for watching.
All right.
Thanks, Jer.
I think Jeremy's also on the Facebook page.
He is.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's double dipping.
He's double dipping.
He's getting our numbers up there. Thank you, Jeremy.
He said, that's me.
Jeremy says, so a cross between Sheldon Cooper and Tasselhoff Burfoot. Yes, that is very accurate. For those of you that know Tasselhoff Burfoot from the Dragonlance series, he is a Kender. Kender are kind of the halflings of that campaign setting, and they're fearless. They literally have like a childlike fearlessness. You know, it doesn't matter. Oh, that's neat. A dragon? Ooh, you know, they're not scared. So yeah, kind of that super honest. Yeah, that's cool. I like it. All right, now let's get back to that cape. I just find the cape so interesting. It's like, you know, what about it?
I think you should call it like a hood.
Or hood. Yeah.
Because it's not really a cape.
Hashtag pillow hood.
Hashtag pillow hood.
What?
It's a magical item. We're gonna give this character a magical item based on that. I think
so.
So let's create a magic item for Aver'aj Djoh. Yeah, a hood of some sort, or some sort of wrapping that can double up as a hood scarf thing. A hooded mantle, yeah.
Or a shawl.
Or a shawl. Yeah, I mean, yeah, a shawl, a magical shawl of some sort. So what do you want to call it? A hood of disguise, a hood of misdirection, so that he can put it on and.
A hood of hilarity.
Hood of hilarity. That sounds like a cursed item. But like a hood, so when I say hood of misdirection, it would be like if someone is actively searching for him in a crowd, he puts it up, that individual now has to search with disadvantage. So that they roll 2d20 and they take the lowest roll every time.
Okay.
Like hood of concealment?
Yeah, something like that as well. Pillow hood gives him the ability to cast sleep on himself once per day. Lame.
Thanks, Kurt.
Man, the ghost of Kurt Pearson's past.
Kurt's not dead.
So
I like that hood of misdirection.
Hood of misdirection.
Mm-hmm.
We'll call it that.
Oh, Levi said lets him detect thoughts and advantage on performance checks with his limericks.
I'm trying to think of how that could, with the hood of misdirection, how you, I don't know about like having like extrasensory perception with it would work, but what it could do is when he's like in a rap battle, you know, a limerick battle,
Mm-hmm.
he can, and if he's wearing it, maybe that whole, you know, trying to point out the bad things that, you know, the insults, maybe that's what he does. He's trying to bring rap battles into the D&D realm. And so when he's rap battling, the individual that he's rapping against or limericking against can't identify flaws in him because he's being misdirected, and they always like say the best thing about him. Oh, you dress so good.
There you go.
Oh, crap.
That would be good.
It gives disadvantage. I just think that would be funny.
That would be
limerick
funny.
battles.
And then if he has the hood up,
Yeah.
that's how it affects that, yeah. The hood of vicious mockery, Dimitri says.
That also sounds like a cursed item. What's funny is that's not a bad name. I mean, the other ones that have been said too, except for Pillow Hood, all have potential for, why not? Those still could be really cool magical items. So if you are looking to add a new magic item to your campaign, if you're the dungeon master, take them. You know, take the Hood of Misdirection, take the Hood of Vicious Mockery, take.
Or what if one of the bards at the college that he was trying to get into, like, gave him this cursed, quote unquote, cursed item, and then he takes it and now it's advantage for him.
Yeah, he uses it to his advantage. Yeah. But he can absolutely use it, like when he goes, if he's being chased by the city guard,
Yeah.
walks into a crowd, puts it up, he's lost in the crowd.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, Levi says you could, but if it was vicious mockery, it could let him cast vicious mockery cantrip at will. Like if it was a magic
Well,
item.
let's take a look at Vicious Mockery, if we will, real quick. All right, Vicious Mockery, page 285 in your player's handbook, if you're following along. You unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature you can see within range. If the target can hear you, though it need not understand you, it must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take 1d4 psychic damage and have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of the next turn. This spell damages increases by 1d4 when you reach 5th level, 11th level, and 17th level.
Dang.
Okay. Now, still playing on the whole limerick battles? Yes. It could be so a Hood of Misdirection and Mockery is what we'll call it. So that I like that it allows you to cast the cantrip Misdirection, so that when you're in that rap battle, limerick battle, the other bard or character that you're up against will take that psychic damage, which affects their ability to throw the hot lyrics at you, and also the misdirection makes them always say something nice.
There you go.
And it was given to him, let's say, as a cursed item.
Yeah.
Of some sort.
I just like it would be like kind of funny if
you
if
can't
that's
get
like
rid of it.
if that's like the backstory of his magic item is that it was like given to him.
Yeah. It'll allow the, let's say, 5th level, at 5th level. That's not bad. So it'd be a 2d4 psychic damage against whomever he's, in conflict with.
Cool.
Levi, wow. I don't know if I can handle that. Levi says that the cursed effect is that it takes half the damage, that he himself will take half the psychic damage as well if he invokes the cantrip.
Oh.
Because he currently will not have that cantrip as a rogue.
Okay.
So, save or also takes half. What do you think about that? He also has to take a save or take half the damage.
I think that makes sense since
Yeah.
he's not a bard,
Yeah.
but he wants to be.
Yeah, and it gives him a headache. He's like, oh! I like it. That's very cool. That's a funny character right there. I think old Aver'aj Djoh is going to fit in well with the rest of the party. Let's take a look at the whole party now. So we have Aver'aj Djoh. We've got Aver'aj Djoh right there, who is the barbarian. We've got Amadeus, or
Yeah.
Amadea.
Yeah. Brutus as the dragonborn.
Brutus is the dragonborn. Steve and Hank, right here. Because if you remember,
Steve is the
shield, right?
Shield,
Is
yes.
the shield. So this Hank, who is a fighter with the face shield, the face shield is sentient, is a cursed item. His name is Steve, and it is the brother of Hank. And then finally we have Shadow Oak, who is the arcane archer, female,
It's really coming around.
coming around the bend here. And that rounds out our party of adventurers, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Do we not have a cleric or anyone to heal anyone?
I gotta bring it up, Johnny.
That's
Correct.
the problem. Yeah.
I mean, Brutus, if I remember right, is a paladin?
Yes.
No, he's a cleric. He's a war cleric.
Oh, he's a war cleric.
Yeah, that's right. Brutus
Okay,
is a
we're good
war
then.
cleric. So we do have a healer. We have a healer, a sorcerer, we have a rogue, and a couple fighter types. So we're good. That's a good party.
He's in good company.
Dimitri says it's a curse that only works on people he likes. So he's always insulting and causing vicious mockery damage on his companions. Except for Brutus. He hates Brutus.
No, see, that's what in my mind, I felt like he would be really annoying to one member of the party.
Oh,
Like
of
either
course.
Brutus or the barbarian or Aver'aj Djoh. Like I feel like one of
Mm-hmm.
them, he would just be like,
Yeah, someone's going to be like,
yeah. Like this guy needs to go. And everyone else is like, no, we like him. Keep him around. Like he's funny.
so now we just got to figure out if we can get some people to play these characters and run an event and record a D&D playthrough with these characters.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I think that would be very cool.
Yeah.
Gonna have to figure that one out next.
How does Aver'aj Djoh meet up with
Ooh,
this party?
how does he meet up this party? Let's say, okay, so they were, as all parties are found together is at the tavern, right?
Right.
That's your stereotypical trope. Let's say that they're there. He had just found out that he did not make it, was not accepted into the local bard college.
Again.
And he's there wallowing in his souls. And let's say someone gave him a task, said, hey, man, you know what would make it even better for you is if maybe you went out into the world and you did some stuff, seen some things that you can actually talk about or chronicle and tell these stories and entertain, besides just coming in and insulting people thinking that that's the new thing. And so he sees this ragtag group of adventurers and decides to find his way into their party. and maybe he does it in such a way that he just starts insulting one of them, and he's like, I'm just messing, and they're like, one of them, and let's say one of the other characters is like, I really like this guy, he's super funny.
Let's say Hank and Steve, like, I feel like they would like him.
Or Steve.
Or Steve, yeah. Steve likes him.
Steve
the
loves
Shield.
him. The
yeah.
Shield loves him. He thinks he's the funniest person to walk the earth. Everybody else is kind of like, and then one of them just is like, I will not help you. If you're about to fall into a pit of spikes and they're holding onto the ledge, it's going to take a lot for me to pull you back up, type situation.
That would be good.
Kurt says it's super cool seeing a fully painted party. That is pretty cool. Some of these miniatures are from Noelzor's Marvelous Miniatures, which is the Dragonborn and the Tiefling are from that. The other three, so Aver'aj Djoh, the one we just did, Steve and Hank, and the Arcane Archer are from the pre-painted blind boxes that WizKids makes. And then Brutus the Barbarian, the bald-headed, or not Brutus, Aver'aj Djoh, is a miniature that Cannon Bane from Vegas, Battlezone Comics,
Yes.
painted for us, and but I do not recall what the miniature line was that was from. It's currently up on Kickstarter. They're bringing them back.
Oh, yeah, it was the
But I cannot remember.
Raga something.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But so a full party of adventurers ready to go out and face all of the things that a DM can throw at them. I think that they'd be a lot of fun. Now, like I said, I just got to find a party of players and a DM.
There you go.
And put them into some scenarios and see how it works out. So that right there is, man, it's a little early today. What else can we talk about?
Well, did we ever figure out what exactly he was doing with all of his knives?
He just has three or four daggers and a long sword. Nothing special there. His main thing is the hood.
Gotcha.
Yeah. If you guys are interested, at 4 o'clock, Board Games and Beyond will be broadcasting that. So 4 o'clock Eastern time. And what else we got? We got the Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games. Carrie Wood and myself. She's carried the entire load on that. I just happened to introduce her to some people and stuff like that. But we have come up with this book called The Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop. It's going to be available at your local comic or game store here in June. We're going to have it at Origins, but you can pre-order it now if you like at your local store. Just go in and tell them, hey, I heard about this cool book that the guys over at Game Trade are putting together, and I'd like to get my hands on it. It's going to be pretty neat. What else we got? We had Painting Happy Little Minis this week, so go check that out. Lots of cool content on all of our social media. So if you're not following us on Instagram or Twitter, you might be missing something. We also have YouTube, where we put some stuff up there. Leona is constantly hard at work coming up with video content. What's the game that dropped yesterday or Wednesday?
Legends of Korra.
Legends of Korra by IDW Games.
Yes.
So you can check out a little commercial-esque video that she put together around that one. And the next one coming out is
Thanos.
Ooh, Thanos Rising.
Uprising.
Thanos Rising?
Yeah.
By USAopoly, which would be a really good one. I had an opportunity to play that. It's a lot of fun. And then, yeah, we're going to talk about a D&D book, by the way, in today's episode of Board Games and Beyond. So stay tuned for that. This has been Building Character. Thank you, Leona and Johnny, for being all that you are. And I'm Rick, and we will see you at the game store.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Game Trade Media. Before you go, we wanted to tell you about our new book, The Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games, which is available to pre-order right now.
You obviously love tabletop gaming, so do we. And this book provides a look at the history of all the different types of tabletop games, from card games like Magic the Gathering to role-playing adventures like Dungeons & Dragons, to the most classic of board games like Clue or the Game of Life.
Right. We've also got interviews with a lot of industry veterans like Peter Atkinson and influencers like Matt Mercer, plus discussions with collectors and gamers of all kinds. The book also discusses the impact of crowdfunding on the industry and looks into why board gaming is experiencing such a boom right now.
We put a lot of love, a ton as a matter of fact, into this book, and we like to think that it provides a perfect snapshot of what makes tabletop gaming and the tabletop community so great. You can pre-order your copy right now by using diamond code APR181585. So head into your local comic or game shop today and tell them you want the Overstreet Guide to Collecting Tabletop Games.
Thanks for watching Game Trade Media. Make sure to leave us a like and click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new content.